Hi guys, it's Colette. It's coffee and chat time, and the first thing I'd like to say is happy Thanksgiving to all of you in the USA. My American followers are now very much the majority from all over the world, even outdoing the UK. So thank you very much for that, and I hope that you all have safe and happy Thanksgivings with your family or your friends or your cats and dogs and animals, or if you're on your own, that you realise that you're not on your own, that you have all your family spirits and ancestors there for you. And having your Thanksgiving, and this I suppose applies for times like family, New Year, Christmas, etc. Sometimes when I look at a lot of the comments that are on the channel, various videos across the board, there's a lot of people that feel that they don't quite belong, and it's a hard thing for them to say or put down, because they may have quite good lives and nice family and friends, but they don't feel that they are part of it in some way, because maybe they're on their own spiritual path that deviates from where the other people are in their life, or maybe they've just got different outlooks or ways of looking at things. And I think as people, as spiritual people on our paths, that can be workable throughout the year, but at times like Thanksgiving and Christmas and whatever, we can feel the differences very, very much. And sometimes families, sometimes your birth family aren't as close as your wee soul tribe. You know, you look at maybe some of the friendships that you've got, that you maybe met someone at a certain stage of your life and have the same spiritual outlook. That type of person may actually be more up your street as such than your birth family members. And I'm saying this, and a lot of people will be, but family's family. And I've just done the weekly tarot card actually, and it's very much about families. But what I think I'm trying to say is that if you feel that you don't fit in with your physical family, and you feel quite different at this time of year with celebrations and Thanksgiving and Christmas, what I would say to you is that still have value for these events, even if you don't quite feel that you fit in, even if you feel that some folk are tut-tutting at you, or why is she doing this, or why is he doing that, or why is he got that boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Still, if you can, and if you get on with your families, have good days, have celebrations with them. And but what I would say about that, and it's probably a wee bit too late now for Thanksgiving, but put yourself in your wee bubble before you go to them. Sit that morning or whatever and get your spiritual protection up. Not that you've got any necessarily demons in your family or whatever, but protect yourself against negativity. Because there's reasons for doing that. One, to get through the day, you want to be happy, you want to be with family if you can, you want to be part of it, but there's still this sense of feeling different in some way. Now, if you haven't put up any spiritual protection, whether it be the white cocoon, whether it be a bubble, or whatever it is that you use, you will feel any negative comments, even that are just said in a joke. You'll feel it more. And that's when bite back and arguments can start. Now, obviously, getting a negative comment and biting back, I'm not saying you're starting an argument, but for 1 or 2 days a year, surely we can avoid arguments, So to me, if you would put up your spiritual protection, your bubble, your cocoon, whatever, when someone made a wee comment, whether about it's the way that you walk your talk, or whether it's about the clothes you wear, or the symbols in your body, or your tattoo, or whatever, then if you've got protection up, they won't hit. In fact, sometimes they'll just go right over you, and then you can just go along the way you are, and then we don't have a sense of arguments brewing. So I think there's a selfish reason for putting up those barriers, but there's also quite a magnanimous reason for doing it, because we're putting ourselves in a situation where we don't want to be involved in negative energy and fighting or whatever that could bring the whole energy of the gathering down. So do it for yourself, but do it for whether you do it for the individual family members, or whether you do it for tradition and for the way things were done or have been done. It's a time where we can rise above things. Now, if things happen at traditional times of celebration and they really show maybe family and friendship to be arses, basically, then withdraw from it, think on it, and then do what you need to do maybe 2-3 days a week later. If you need to break bonds, by all means. If you need to cut cords, by all means. I'm not saying not, particularly if it's a very, very negative or narcissistic environment that you're putting yourself into and things happen. But it's easier all round, and it's better for you if you literally withdraw from the situation, think things out, get more protection up, and then say what you need to say, whether it's a phone call, an email, or just so I'm not saying that you have to stick with people who are not nice to you, but for the day, go in with the sort of your higher self being a wee bit closer to you down here. Walk through the day or the few days celebrations the way that you believe your higher self would walk through them. And as I say, if they turn out to be disastrous and you've been insulted, or you realise that this family and friendship just isn't working, even this relationship, pull it back, think on things, plan, and prepare yourself magically for moving away from it and cutting the cords. So that sounds a wee bit down, but what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people that can say silly jokes. There's a lot of good people that do like to dig or make themselves feel better, and there's downright nasty people who want to see you struggling. And the chances are they're all going to be wrapped up in family occasions as such. Be your higher self. Be protected. Walk through it. Walk away from it. Then think on what you'll be doing next year, okay? But generally, have nice family time. Enjoy being around the people that you know and that you've known for years and years, and good family friendships, etc. And what I would say is give hugs. Hugs are amazing. Hugs that last more than 28 seconds, I believe it is, release all sorts of dopamine, etc., that makes us feel secure and loved. So to the family and friends that you love, give them nice long cuddly hugs. I wouldn't advise it for people that you don't know that well. That could be just a wee bit too much, and people might think you're a wee bit odd. But for those that you tune into or that you know are family and friends, make sure you give good hugs. Okay. So what about us? I feel I'm getting over the cold now. I'm not coughing as much, which is great. Still a wee bit breathless, but that's with the low folates as well. After the first 3 weeks of the folates, I felt it was building up a wee bit, and then I get the cold, so I feel quite back the way a bit, but I know that's just the way it is. The doctor said about 4 months of treatment till I started feeling okay again. So I'm doing my best, and I am very tired at times and quite sleepy, and then restless sleep at night. So it's one of those times I really want to I'm going to focus on myself, my own sleep hygiene and whatever. But it's a good time of year. I mean, Christmas is coming, solstice is coming. I've got presents built up already because I start buying in September, which is good because it helps the budget. So there's those things to look forward to, and I really do enjoy them. The general family, we've got Alexander, and we've got my wee, is it great? My great nephew Rory, and oh my God, Christmas is for children. It really is. I'm so looking forward to seeing particularly Alexander as he gets his presents, which you'll not know what's happening, but he's doing well, and we're just getting on with it, accepting limitations. We now have a wheelchair in the house, which I got in teal blue, surprising enough. You know how I love my blue. And it was specifically for Jim, because his spine's getting really quite bad. But I'm really limited now as well. So I was thinking that, maybe to get out more, I'll use it if I go out with my girls. I haven't been really vastly anywhere major in quite a long time, so it would be nice to get out and about a wee bit more, and so it's a big thing to actually sit in it and realise that you're being maybe pushed by someone else or whatever, but it'll be okay. It was Jim that he was at hospital a couple of weeks ago with it, and my younger daughter was the pusher, and she looked after him and took him and whatever. And Jim's a Leo, so I thought maybe the pride thing would get in the way, but he loves his stepdaughters so much, and they love him, so it actually went really, really well. So I'm glad we have this thing, but I'm definitely glad that it's teal blue. Oh God, my wee sis up north, she wears purple a lot, so I've shown her that they do this one in purple as well. The mobility aids are coming in good colours, and that says something, isn't it? Maybe we're living longer, so maybe we're needing aids and things, that much more. I don't know, but as I say, I think in life you've got to adapt to your limitations, because if you don't, you'll go crazy. You really will. If you keep thinking, oh, I used to do this and I can't do it anymore, and life's ended and it's over and whatever, no, that can't happen. It has to be, in a way, a look of gratitude. Well, no, I did that. I did ice skate. I did do contemporary dance. I did do that. I did play volleyball, etc. And now I can't do those things. And to go anywhere longer term, to go anywhere that involves walking to in any distance, we'll take a wheelchair. But I'm thankful that that's there. I'm thankful that we have the ability to get it. I'm thankful that I've got people that would be there for me and there for Jim to actually help us. So I think one of the best things that you can do is have acceptance of your limitations, you know. It doesn't mean that you don't go crazy occasionally and try and do some daft things. We all do that. I mean, we all think, oh, I can do that, and you know, blah blah blah. Those of you with fibromyalgia and inflammatory diseases, etc., will all know what I'm talking about. But in gen, I'm not really talking about that aspect where you go a bit daft and, you know, you do extra things that you shouldn't do that day. I'm talking about the mindset of acceptance, because without that, you're going to be continually banging your head off a brick wall, and you're going to be continually upset with yourself, and you're going to be continually raging and angry and fed up and depressed. Now, choosing acceptance is easier. If you can accept your limitations, you can then say, okay, but I can still do that, and I can still do that, and I can still do that, and I'm going to do this and that, and okay, I need a help with that, but that person can give me that help, and blah blah blah. See how those two roads there, don't accept, is like fighting a battle every day. Acceptance, and I'm not saying, you know, just lie down to an illness and just let it floor you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying but acceptance of limitations and gratitude for the things that you can do. That to me is actually easier than the other way, and I'd like to know if you agree with me on that, or if you're still struggling a bit with that, because I found when I gave the sense of need to maybe control my life or have expectations in my life, once I gave it up to Goddess, I was it changed. It was like, okay, I accept where I am in life at this moment, what's happening, I accept my limitations, and now what can I do with the things I'm not limited in? And, you know, that's like saying, well, I can't ice skate anymore. If I broke a bone, I would just all the bones would jingle down. Oh, what a visual. Anyway, you know, I can't do the dance that I would like, and I can't do this and I can't do that, but I'm lucky I can write about doing it. I can journal about how I feel about doing it, or I can put on YouTube to a song that I like, close my eyes and just do it in my head. I love doing that. I love making a dance out of a tune, or ice skating to something in my head. And I'm so much better in my head than I ever was in real life. And that's joyful, because you know, that literally I never ever really fall on ice in my head, and I never don't get tense. I really would ask some of you that if you get, say you're bored, I'm never bored too much to think about and experience to be bored, but if you're feeling bored and whatever, why not put on a song that you really like and dance to it in your head, you know, because when you're doing it in your head, it brings out the same feelings and the same joys as if you were actually doing it. No, you're not getting the physical benefit from it, but you're getting all the endorphins because you're enjoying it, and your brain doesn't know whether it's fake enjoyment or it's real enjoyment, and that's the truth. So if you're missing doing something, rather than saying, I'm never thinking of that thing again because that will upset me, think on it, but think on it with joy, and think on it with good memories, and then take those memories and create new things in your head. You know, and I'm not saying all the time, you know, I'm not saying retreat from this world, and I'm not saying be totally daft or anything, but I get so much joy from my imagination, and everybody's got an imagination, you just have to let it out occasionally. So I would say if you're struggling with your limitations, use your imagination. And with my hearing, I can tell if maybe there's a really good singer that sings high, because they'll reach a certain stage and their mouths on telly might be moving, but I don't hear a thing, and I know, whoa, they've reached a high note, but I can't hear it, but I know they're doing it, and something in my head can remind me of when I did hear that. So your brain pieces that together, and it's good. So, like, rather than saying, oh, that's gone out with my hearing band as such, I say, wow, they must be a brilliant singer to reach that note. And, I'll think, well, they sounded a bit like, say that somebody on, a talent show or something, you're listening, and then the sound goes, their voice, say, goes, and I'm like, okay, well, they sounded a bit like Whitney Houston, so they've hit that top note, and everybody is crazily going, clapping, and isn't that amazing? So I can imagine the sound that is like Whitney Houston, say, or Adele, or whatever. Do you see what I'm getting at? There's always a way. There's always a way in life of feeling grateful for something. I think I'm going to do a meditation on that quite soon, because sometimes when you've had a wee bit of a hard time in life and things don't feel that great at the moment or in your life, and sometimes it's hard to be grateful, but being grateful is like anything. If you give it a bit of time and make it a habit, then it becomes easier, and that's what I want to talk about at some point. But this is a coffee and chat, so I don't know where I am anymore on this, but I hope that you're still with me. Hope the mic's still working. Yeah, so Thanksgiving, holidays, etc. Enjoy yourself, but keep yourself safe. The other thing I'd like to say is this is the ring that's to be charged up for the winner. It has been drawn and put on the giveaway page. I think it's Sarah Weaver. I remember that name somewhere, so it's something like that, but it's up, so hopefully she'll be in touch, because I've actually started kind of putting some energy in it already, so that's ready to go. And there'll be another giveaway next week, which I'm interested to do as well. And there'll be, what else is coming up? There's a lovely one coming up that is how to tell if your child's psychic. I like that one. I enjoyed doing that one. And I've got a wee note of things I want to do in the lead up to Christmas and New Year. And some of it will be festive, quite festive or whatever. And I'll be doing like astro tarot for individual signs for the year ahead and stuff. But these videos take time and effort, and also I kind of can run out of energy doing them, so I tend to do them in bits. But that'll be nice. I love this time of year, absolutely adore it. As I say, I'm always way ahead. But it's funny, my Taurian daughter, Taurus like myself, we're both the same. We're Christmas daft. And it's lovely. It gives us such great joy, and it's even the funny things, like we try and have the energy of Christmas, like the Muppet Christmas Carol, the ghost of Christmas Present, the big jolly chap. That's what we try and kind of just be. And it's lovely. It's lovely. You get to do all the things with family and friends that you enjoy, and you get to eat good things, and it's such a nice time. And everybody needs Festival of Lights, light bringing festivals and ceremonies at this time of year. Solstice is there, Christmas is there, we're just through Diwali, I believe, and there's Hanukkah, etc. There's all these festivals that are there, to remind us of the sun, and to remind us of almost that sense of rebirth and resurrection, and you know, how we get there. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, and but I hope you did make a coffee and sat with me, because you know, I take it this isn't even like 10 minutes, it'll be much longer than that. So I look forward to having a few more videos up. Be quite quiet in January because I've got the deadline for March for my book, so I'll probably just be doing the weekly tarot card and some mediumship in January, and leaving that so that I can focus more on getting the first draft of the book completely finished and ready to go to phase 2 quite quickly. So thank you, and for everybody that contributed to the book. I've not forgotten it. I just have been too ill and too fuzzy-brained with the anemia to actually give it the concern and the time that it needed. But I know I'll get there with it, and I'm just, for the moment, I'm just literally getting on with YouTube and trying to heal a little bit more. And but it is on the go, and it will be there, and I've already started writing the spells for the book after that, which will be a magical book, and most of the spells I've either kind of made up myself, or I've taken a traditional spell and adapted it. It's just getting them from inside my brain, bits of paper, books, bits online, and you know, maybe putting in a few more, and remembering things like ceremonies that I've done where there've been, you know, various intents etc done that are there. I've done them, I know them, but I've never ever written them down. So that will be a book that should be out, I'm hoping, actually by November 2020 as well. So with any luck, we'll have 2 books out in 2020. I would really like that, because it is income. And it is nice to have income. So if you want to support me and you know people that would like my books, please consider them as a Christmas present or a solstice present. So I'll love yous and leave yous for now, because I am getting hoarse because I've talked so much, and I'll be back quite soon with the weekly tarot card and a few other things. So watch out, please subscribe, but hit the bell notifications, because that way you'll always get notified when a video goes up, and that's quite important, particularly in December, because so many people are doing so many more videos, that other videos that don't have notification tend to get pushed away and not really seen in any feeds etc. So help me by going bing notifications. Anyway, right, I love yous and leave you. Let me know what you feel about anything in the comments below, whether it's about my attitude about acceptance, and whether you agree or disagree with the sense of putting up protection when you do family stuff, if there's people around that you don't particularly like or get on with, and anything else. And we'll probably do a question and answer soon as well. That would be a good one. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask me personally, maybe about my path or whatever, put them down below, and as soon as I get enough that I want to answer, I will do a wee question and answer video. So many blessings now. Enjoy your time with family, and then enjoy